And we are staying on top of breaking developments in the Middle East. While you were asleep, a vote has been delayed to approve a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. This morning, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his cabinet will not meet until Hamas backs down from what he calls a last-minute crisis. Now, the agreement is expected to take effect Sunday, but so much can change over the next few days. And even after this deal was reached, Palestinians in Gaza reported heavy Israeli bombardment overnight. Joining me now is Rabbi Alan Litwak with Temple Sinai of North Dade. Good morning, Rabbi. Thank you for joining me.
Good morning, Betty. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So first off, especially in light of all these developments, and it's still very volatile, I want to get your reaction to news of this hostage release deal.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Unfortunately, this is not the first time that Hamas has tried to change in the last minute. I am very guardedly hopeful that this will be a deal that will bring the remaining hostages home, at least some of them in the first phase, and that in subsequent phases, families will be reunited, that there will be an end to the hostilities, and there will be an era of rebuilding and security for Israel and for its neighbor.
Rabbi, you have had family taken hostage. Some survived, some killed, another still missing. It's been such a roller coaster for you and so many other families. Are you hopeful that your loved one will be released in this first phase?
I am hopeful. Gadi Moses is over 80 years old. He's one of the oldest of the hostages, and we are hopeful as part of at least the deal that in the first phase, the first 42 days, the 33 hostages would be released. First, women and children, then women, Israeli soldiers, and then men over the age of 50. So I am guardedly hopeful.
There are a lot of politics surrounding this, and I want to play some sound from President-elect Donald Trump because he made a stark warning about the hostages and their release. So let's take a listen. I'll get your reaction on the back end.
If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East.
Do you think that made a difference in these negotiations?
I think I'm grateful to the incoming president for putting whatever pressure he has or gives in a statement like that. I think that most of the credit is going to go to President Biden, who has been working on this since October 7th, and that the deal that was on the table or is on the table is largely something that President Biden had proposed way back in May of last year. So I'm glad. I'm delighted that representatives from both administrations, the outgoing and the incoming, were in Doha. It's great to see bipartisanship work towards this.
Well, the end deal, though, hopefully is to get the hostages home and find some kind of peace in the Middle East, which Senator Marco Rubio was suggesting yesterday during his confirmation hearing, saying that Saudi Arabia could maybe be a peacemaker in that region if they can get involved in this. So we'll see how it plays out. Best of luck to you and your family as you anxiously await for your loved one to be returned. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing this story and continuing to keep this story alive.
Absolutely.